Dr. Real TV, something a little different because we about to solve a murder today. It's Dateline, Secrets Untold. Seen the show, this is unsolved, but we about to solve it right now, live today. You'll see.
Hello, I'm Keith Morrison, and this is a Dateline mini mystery. Here's Dennis Murphy.
911, is this a fire, police, or medical emergency?
The 911 operators in Pinellas County, Florida, are used to dealing with life and death emergencies, but this one was different.
Oh, no, Diane.
Okay, they're on their way, all right?
I don't think she's breathing. Oh, please, sir, very quick.
Something unspeakable had happened to Diane Kyne. A senseless, violent act, a murder mystery with lots of clues, but few answers.
She was the most wonderful lady I've ever met.
When Bill Kyne met Diane, a vivacious blonde with a ready smile, he knew he was a lucky man. The single dad with 5 kids was getting a second chance at love.
She was actually what I consider my dream girl. Anyone who was in trouble, they could always count on her.
And the person who counted on her most was her son, Kevin.
Me and my mom, every day when we woke up, every night before I'd go to bed, we'd say we love each other. We were best friends.
Now, let's judge the 2 suspects. Let's judge books by their cover. They say you can't judge a book by its cover. You can do whatever you want. So we're about to judge the 2 books by their cover. You have the husband and with 5 kids, husband, and you have the son. We're judging a book by its cover. Incel looking type of son. He looks like somebody that would do something. Look at that face. That's a mass unliving face. We're judging book by cover today. Son's guilty so far.
And we woke up every night before I'd go to bed, we'd say we love each other. We were best friends.
Bill and Diane married in 2002. By 2010, Kevin, now 20.
That sounded like he was trying to justify his relationship with his mom, which is cringe.
3 was jobless and still living at home. His parents were ready for the next chapter of their lives and his.
Diane and I wanted to get out on our own, start our own life together. We were looking for a place of our own.
But Kevin comes too.
No, you're 23 years old. It's time for you to be on your own.
Now, doesn't that sound exactly like Step Brothers? They wanted to get out on their own, have a life of their own, but they had a son who was jobless and living at home, and he couldn't come too. That's Step Brothers. And they acted out for attention too, but we'll continue.
August 15th, 2010, a hot Florida Sunday. It happened a little before 2 p.m., a desperate call to 911. It was Kevin on the line.
Okay, calm down.
Then, moments later, another call, a different voice. Kevin's stepfather, Bill.
Oh, my son just killed my wife. Him and my wife were arguing, and he was shooting her.
2 calls from the...
Help me, please. He killed my mom. And then the first call we heard was the dad frantic, panicking about his wife. You know what I'm saying? And then the second call we hear is, help me. Kill my mom. You thinking about yourself. You asked for help for yourself, for real. You didn't ask for help. And we're going to get to that later in a second.
Same location, just minutes apart. Kevin Kyne and his stepfather, Bill.
One of those people seemed like they were calling about what happened. And another person seems like they were just calling the police for whatever reason.
each accusing the other of murder. Just 49 years old, the loving mother and wife was dead. And one thing...
And one of them had a story. If you go back and listen, he said, let's go back and listen, because we're about to solve this today. We're solving this. We're solving this. This case is solved after this video.
A desperate call to 911. It was Kevin on the line.
Okay, calm down.
Then, moments later, another call, a different voice. Kevin's stepfather, Bill.
My son just killed my wife. Him and my wife were arguing, and he was shooting her.
Two calls from the same location just minutes apart. Kevin Kyne and his stepfather, Bill, each accusing the other of murder. Just 49 years old, the loving mother and wife was dead. And one thing was certain, either her husband, Bill, or her son, Kevin, had brutally killed her. But which one?
Each time the dad had details. I don't think she's breathing. Oh my God, help. My son killed, this next call, my son killed her. I think that this is the investigation. We're doing it right now. My son killed her. They were arguing. He choked her. And then it says, help me, he killed my mom. You know what that sounds like to me? If he's seen him choking her, what did he do? He did something about it. Or tried to. That call that the son made sounds like he was running away from the dad. Help me, he killed my mom. Nah, you killed the mom, and he was trying to get your ass, but instead of trying to get you, he was trying to get you, but obviously he didn't have no gun or something, but he was trying to get you, but then he had to get to his wife. So he was trying to get you. And then he was there. So if you did that with him there, he tried to get you. And you called the police to help you. He killed my mom. You try to just get an alibi because he's trying to get you. He's trying to kill you right now. So you called the police for help for yourself. He called the police for help for his wife twice. You called once because he was trying to get to you.
The case would be a tough one. It went to veteran homicide detective Jim Byning.
We've got to interview the two people that were there.
Who do you begin with?
This dude is not a
Begin with
veteran.
Bill.
I'm straight. I don't care what his resume
Let me hear
is.
your...
I don't care if he's been on the force for 45 years. He was a lead detective on this case. They didn't solve it. He's not a veteran. We're taking his veteran status. I'm good.
Indictment for Bill Kyne for murder. Kills your mother, why?
Money. $750,000 could help him out a lot.
$750,000. That's what Diane's life insurance policy was worth. And when police looked into it, they discovered something else. Bill had collected on a life insurance policy before, that of his first wife.
You know, Bill
did what? Bill collected on a life insurance policy. That means, okay, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you collect on a life insurance policy, that means his first wife is no longer with us either. Damn it, Bill, I was on your side. I got it, damn it, Bill.
The previous marriage, and they lived at the same home, and he had a wife that drowned in the pool.
Bill's first wife, Krista, died in the middle of the night. Police ruled it an accident. Do you know how much money was paid out on her death?
I believe it was approximately $250,000.
Then the forensic evidence seemed to place Bill directly at the crime scene. Testing showed his DNA profile on a sample taken from Diane's neck. And the reason that you should not be looked at for her murder is what?
I didn't do it.
So, Bill.
I'm the one that pulled her murderer off of her that day.
But Kevin had already told detectives that...
Oh, he's talking about okay. They had me confused, and I'm like, but this first wife, I don't know. We got to go back to that first wife.
That was all lies. He hadn't been near his mother, never made it into the bedroom. Detectives, however, knew they'd found something important inside, and it belonged to Kevin.
His glasses were found at the bottom of the bed.
Which seems to belie his statement that he didn't get into the room.
Right.
And 3 specks of blood had been found on Diane's leg and more on her bed cover, Lab analysis showed it was Kevin's blood. The prosecutor asked
Wait a minute. I'm about to go arrest Kevin my damn self. So you mean to tell me he said he wasn't in the room and the glasses was on the bed, looked like they had a lens out, and his blood was... Kevin is under arrest. Kevin, you are under arrest for the murder of Diane Kyne. Anything you say can and will be used against you, and in court of law, put your hands behind your back. For real, I don't even... What the... Man, why is he not under arrest?
Kevin about it in front of a grand jury.
I said, your blood was found on your mom's leg. What's your explanation for that? I have no explanation.
In the battle of competing...
You don't have no bail either. You don't have a bail either. Because you're under arrest for murder. What the...
stories, the blood evidence broke the tie. Kevin Kyne was charged with first-degree murder.
Kevin's lied. His DNA is in the room.
Right.
It's consistent with Bill's story. It's inconsistent with his story. Therefore, he did it.
Kevin did not take the stand in his defense. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. But an appeals court ordered a new trial.
Listen. Kevin didn't take the defense stand because he was guilty. They coach guilty people to not take the stand. So he didn't take the stand because that ass was guilty. So this appeals, whatever they're about to talk about, I haven't seen this. Whatever this appeals mess is, foolishness. And why was I looking at him? Like he was free.
Ruling that some evidence against Kevin should not have been admitted.
Which evidence?
Bill Kyne.
The defense had...
See, this is what I be saying about appeals court. Some evidence against Kevin shouldn't have been admitted. The part about the glasses, or the part about his blood being on the leg, or the part about him being at the scene of the crime, or the part about an eyewitness testimony saying that he did it. Which part shouldn't have been admitted? Justice system is wild, boy. Wild, wild, wild.
Hold its punches on Bill Kyne in trial one, but not this time.
He's the obvious suspect.
Now it seemed as though Bill was the one on trial.
Bill Kyne has lied over and over and over again. He's lied to save his own skin. He's lied to protect himself. He's lied to set up my client for murder. And the state expects you to convict Kevin based on that man's word.
And unlike the first trial, Kevin Kyne took the stand in his own defense. His attorneys instructed him to look straight at the jurors.
We said, if you expect them to believe what you're saying, you better look them in the eye and tell them the truth.
Kevin, did you kill?
I shouldn't have to coach you on someone expecting to believe the truth. It's because this fool lying. But continue.
Your mom?
No, ma'am.
It took the jury 6 hours to reach a verdict.
The defendant is found not guilty.
Not guilty. The jury foreman said he believed Kevin's story, not Bill's.
I was devastated. I couldn't believe it. Sometimes the bad guy wins.
Now, Kevin's got a second chance at life. He says he's dedicating it to his mother.
I am going to be the man that she wanted me to be.
So, in the end, what do we make of this mind-boggling whodunit, where no one can say for sure who murdered Diane Kyne, leaving a husband and son still pointing the finger at each other, still professing love for Diane, but one of them still defiantly lying about having killed her.
Hey, Dateline fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Absolute most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my entire life in terms of appeals. Because what evidence shouldn't have been admitted? See, this is how things happen in court, where it be little bitty loopholes that people get off on. That kid is the most guiltiest person that I've ever seen in my entire life. And because some evidence shouldn't have been admitted, he gets off. That kid's guilty. He did it. Like, no way around it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guilty, 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 guilty. Ridiculous. The justice system. There's no justice in the system. Real TV, man. Like and subscribe.